Mike, I don't know what to do. I'm freaking out. I just got a phone call from the IRS. They said that we owe like 3 years of back taxes, and if we don't pay them today, they're going to arrest us.
Scam alert. If you get that phone call, don't listen to what they're saying. IRS never calls people. It's always a letter. So we were sitting and having our coffee this morning, and I was looking through my email, and I saw an email from Netflix, and it was basically telling me that our credit card hadn't run through, and they're getting ready to cut off my Netflix account. So I started looking at it a little bit closer, and I'm pretty good at figuring out what's a scam and what isn't.
Right.
And I showed Terry, I said, look, you can actually take and copy because they like to mask who they are. It'll actually say Netflix where the email address is. And I showed her how to copy and paste it. So I said, copy it and paste it, and you can see that it was actually a Gmail account. It didn't come from Netflix at all.
They're so insidious. I mean,
Yeah.
What a ripoff. What ripoffs?
Yeah. How many of you know that you can't believe everything you read, see, or hear on the internet?
I'm a French model.
I'm a French model. Yeah. So, you've got to really be careful about what you respond to. And we wanted to talk about, some of the scams that are out there and then some of the ways that you can actually figure out whether they are or not and how to respond to them. The IRS thing that you just saw in the beginning of the video, it's true. They'll call you up and they'll start putting pressure, and particularly on elderly people.
The scammers.
Yeah, the scammers. Yeah, they'll call you up and particularly elderly people, they'll put pressure on them and they'll say, that we're sending the police out today. If you don't pay your taxes, we're going to arrest you and haul you off to jail. And they talk them into, well, they can't pay it all, but maybe they can pick a $500 payment, and they basically talk them into doing these things. PayPal, well, your PayPal account has been,
compromised
or stopped, and you need to go in and reset your username and password, and it's usually a fake website, and you put in your username and your password, and now all of a sudden they have it.
Speaking of, the elderly, mm-hmm. I hate to say this, but I'm going to be 60. It's hard to believe that I'm going to be considered the elderly and that Social Security.
And maybe we shouldn't blame it on people's age. It should be more that they haven't schooled themselves in how these scammers work. And people inherently want to believe that people are telling them the truth, but really, it's not that way anymore. You really can't trust everything you see. You can't trust everything you hear, and particularly coming across email or on the internet. One of the other ones, Amazon, which you got this one recently.
Yes.
They were telling you that, which, we, like everybody else, if you got Amazon Prime, you tend to order a bit on it. She was under the impression that they were telling her that one of the orders that she had put out was not going to be shipped because the credit card wasn't right. And she called me before she did anything on it, and I was able to show her that it was a scam, somebody trying to get her to sign into the Amazon account and use her sign-on.
Over the years, Mike has pointed out, I would call up and be freaked out and say, oh my gosh, Mike, we've been compromised. I got an email, said this, said that. Amazon, especially Amazon. So, with him being computer savvy, IT savvy, anything I run by him first. But there's also, you can go online, and we're going to give you some solutions, some things to be wary about.
Yeah, just go ahead and put on,
scam alerts,
recent internet scams.
Yeah, even
the
news, even the local news companies, mm-hmm. when things start coming local, they'll put out alerts on the news.
And the thing is, they play off a lot of different things. I mean, they use Microsoft calling up somebody and saying, hey, we're wanting to give you a refund. And so they wrangle them around to let them have access to their computer. And these guys can actually internally look at the coding on a page and change what a page says. They'll put you into a bank account. They'll get you to sign into your bank account. They'll get you to transfer money. All of these different things. And so a lot of times they're playing on fear. They're playing on greed. They're playing on sympathy. There's a one out there that's for saving the animals. All of these horses are going to be killed. If you don't send $500 today, you can save 10 of the 500 horses that are going to be done. If you'll send us $500 today, we can save 10 of those horses. And they talk people into doing this stuff.
I remember the very first scam email that I ever got was the Nigerian president who's been exiled and he needs he's got $20 million, and if I would give him my bank account, he'd deposit all of it, and then I could
you know,
keep.
we get to keep $1 million of it, and but and all we need right now is we need $450 to process the paperwork.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of what they do. So you've got fake debt collections,
Yes.
fake inheritance. Well, we're calling you from from Ireland, or we're contacting you from Ireland with this email, and you have a long lost relative who's just passed away in Ireland, and if you'll pay this amount to the lawyer will be able to transfer you this $2.3 million inheritance that you've got. Fake viruses. They'll say, we've detected a virus on your machine, and if you'll install this virus, this antivirus, and pay us, $125, we'll take this virus off.
Yeah, it made me really mad. What is that called? Ransomware or something
that's
like
ransomware.
that?
Yeah, that's one of the things that they do with it. And
They
sometimes
crashed one of my computers. What was that, about 10 years ago?
Yeah,
Something
and
like
that usually is a virus that you've clicked on and brought into the computer. The other way they do it is as though by telephone call saying, hey, we've detected this, and you need to get
Well, the
rid
one
of it.
that I fell, in with was actually on my computer while I was looking at something, like a pop-up
Yeah.
came on, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Mike's gonna be mad at me. I've clicked something.
That doesn't happen near as often because of the a lot of the Microsoft and some of those has now figured out how to.
Yeah, this
how to
was
stop
a
that
few
from
years
happening.
ago, but
Yeah.
it was very aggravating.
It is. Yeah, it is. Cruises. A lot of times they'll be trying to sell a cruise. I mean, it's the old adage of when it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. For $99, we're going to give you a 7-day cruise to the Bahamas, and people fall for it, and they pay them the $99, and they never get the cruise.
Oh man.
One we experienced here recently. We had a person very close to us pass away, and somebody out there taking advantage of it started a GoFundMe to say we're going to make donations to some place that this person really, really loved and respected, and if you hit this GoFundMe, and was actually trying to collect money off of people's sympathy from a recent death. Some of the things that we don't want to do not open attachments on emails that you don't recognize. It's just not a good thing to do. Do not click on links inside of the emails. I mean, this is the stuff that you can do, the solutions. Don't click on the links on there. Even if I think one is possibly true, say it's from Amazon, I won't click on the link inside of the email. I'll go outside of that, open up a browser, and then I will go to Amazon off of my own browser rather than going off of it inside of theirs, because that way somebody can't track me or be able to steal my username and password.
One time what happened is I got a phone call saying that it was my credit card company and that somebody had put a charge on it. So, this is the fraud department. And I said, well, thank you for calling me, but I'm not talking to you. And I hung up and I called my credit card company, asked for the fraud department, and I said, I just got a phone call from you, supposedly you, and they said, no, we never made a phone call to you. There is no fraudulent call
Now,
or fraudulent charge.
I have also gotten a phone call from or a text from a fraud department that was true, but I still didn't go back through them. I made that phone call the back doorway, found the phone number, made that telephone call, and they said, yes, that was us.
French model.
That's right. And I was able then to take care of
Yeah,
the
they tried to
situation.
give me a phone number to call them
Right,
back.
yeah, Dad, don't take their phone number.
No.
Go online and find another phone
Actually,
number.
I took my credit card and I called the number on my credit card.
Because what they're looking for, this is what they call a password heist. They're looking for a way to be able to steal your username and password. They're going to send you to that link's going to take you to a fake website. You're going to put in, type in your username, your password, and then all of a sudden they've got it. You got.
It's so ridiculous. I mean, I say ridiculous, but good people, because we don't even think like thieves. We don't think like that. And that's how we get taken advantage of. I know I am gullible.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, a lot of you want to believe people.
I
mean,
do.
It's kind of a natural thing. But never call or go to the website on anything that's been sent to you. Go the other way. Make sure it's a real company. Never let somebody come into your computer. Hey, we've got this problem. We're going to try to help you out. We need to remote access in, and they're going to remote access in. Well, what they've got is they've usually got some files that they can upload without you knowing it, that looks like a particular website, and really it's all fake. It's all masked.
What is that? The keystroke thing?
There are things out there that can record keystrokes that they can put on there, that then all of a sudden they're going to get not just one username and password, but everything you sign into over the next little bit, and it's going to transmit it out over the internet and steal all your usernames and passwords.
We're not trying to generate fear. What we're trying to do is get you to stop and think and be wary that these things do happen.
Oh, I mean, they'll call about the Social Security Administration. They'll call about insurance companies. They're always trying to engender fear. And I promise you, from a government agency, you will never get a phone call from a government agency telling you that you owe money. It will always be a letter, and most of the time it's going to be a certified letter, something that you're going to have to sign for. It just doesn't happen that way. So, if a government agency's calling, it's a scam. And a lot of these things are generated out of foreign countries too. So if you're, I don't want to put it out there that everybody that calls that doesn't happen to be from the United States or has an accent that you need to distrust, but that's really a lot of the ways that this happens to you. So you need to be careful about who you're talking to, what information you're giving out, and then take the information, write down it if you need to, and then go back on the web and look up a phone number for the company that's been calling, and then try to call that way. But if they're asking for money, if they're putting pressure,
asking for your account number.
Yeah, they're asking for your account numbers, or they're immediately trying to get you to make a payment by giving them your credit card number. That's just straight up trying to steal your credit card number so that they can then go out and make fraudulent charges on it. But that's kind of what we wanted to talk about today. We wanted to just put a little bit of a scam alert out there and let you know that there are ways and things that you can do these things that can help protect you.
Yeah, and if you just aren't sure, just stop and tell them that you need to check into this further. You never have to feel pressure. If there's pressure, you probably need to just say stop. And then, go to somebody who is trusted, a friend that knows about computers and that kind of stuff. And like Mike said, call the company or credit card company direct and ask, but also check scam alerts. I'm just reiterating some of the things that we've already covered, but most of us have a friend who's pretty savvy, and we can just call them and say, hey, have you ever heard of this? And just get a second opinion before you make any mistakes on giving somebody your personal information, your financial information. Just be real careful out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a lot of the things that we want to talk about. I mean, just how to be smarter and how you deal with things. And this is what Life and Times is. I mean, we want to bring you some value to this just by giving you a better way to deal with things, because you're inundated with emails. If you've had an email account for any length of time at all, it's just full. It can sometimes have hundreds or thousands in it, and people are trying to take advantage of people's generosity and trust, fear, any of those types of things. They're trying to take advantage of that. So this is what we want to bring to you with Life and Times. We sure appreciate you watching the video. Please,
as they say, be safe out there.
Right, and like and subscribe.